for an individual, not someone who owns a lot of rental property, but just for an individual, if they're considering buying, what are you telling them to look for? If they're considering selling, what do they need to be thinking about?
So the selling part of it, everybody wants to say, yeah, it's really easy. It is really easy. But I think that people want to put it on the market before it's ready to be put on the market. And that's what an agent will help with. And so we're talking about sellers now, okay? And then we'll go back to buyers. So sellers need to take time and investigate their home and really do a good job. Now, our market is different than others, okay? I mean, we have people giving sight unseen offers and, just seen pictures and stuff like that. So it's hard to speak to that one because you could really say, seller, you don't have to do very much.
Well, I mean, that's an option.
I mean, that is out
there now.
That is an option.
However, a new coat of paint goes a long way.
Spending money at that front door.
Okay.
What does it look like from the exterior? Cleaning out closets, attics, stuff like that, because the family of 4 that lives there, has everything jam-packed. You have to make a family of 5 believe that they could live there comfortably.
Right.
So if you're planning on moving, these are things you're going to do anyway. Take the time to, go through the closets, take out all this stuff, make it so it looks like it is packed at the right amount, because we all overpack our houses, right?
Yeah.
Spend the time to do the small things out in front, mulch, get your bushes trimmed, plant flowers, do all that. All of that, people don't realize, goes a long way. First impression goes a long way. You wouldn't believe, it's so funny to show houses to individuals because you can pull in a driveway and people will say, I got to have it. This is it.
There's a feeling.
This is it. I got to have it. So for sellers right now, don't have to do very much. Okay. If I were going to sell my house right now, I would take time to go through and declutter my entire house. I'd also have a home inspection.
So we wrestled with that. And we ended up not doing sort of preliminary home inspection. We did it after the offer and all that sort of stuff. And then we had to kind of navigate that.
Right.
But that was one of the things that we were talking about.
Right. The only reason I do it is really and truly, it's kind of nice to have somebody in your crawl space, in your attic, doing these things every so often. I'm not in my crawl space every year. I'm not in it, and there could be a leak going on right now. There could be one going on in the attic right now, Right. So I personally am not opposed to having a home inspection every 5 years on a home.
Really? Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, the home inspector also looks at it a little bit differently. I'm not putting my house on the market. I just want you to tell me what's going on. Right. I just want you to tell me what's going on.
Now, if I were a seller and had my own home inspection, would the buyer take it and that would suffice, or are they then going to turn around and have another home inspection?
Well, so
how does that normally work?
So what normally ends up happening is if a seller has a home inspection, they present it and they say, "Hey, this is the home inspection that we did. It was $400. This is the invoices from the things that we had done with it. We did 1, 2, 4, 6, and 8.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We don't plan on doing the other things on there. Okay. Because they're small. They were there when we were here. They haven't impacted our life, whatever it may be. We don't care if you have another inspection, but we don't care to do anything else.
So it just allows you to kind of put your game plan together ahead of time. Okay.
And a lot of times before this market, when somebody would be selling a $250,000 house and then they negotiate down to $235,000 and they say, okay, it's under contract. I really didn't want to go down that far, but we did, and that's fine. We'll sell it for $235,000. The next thing you know, they have a home inspection and there's $4,000 worth of repairs, and they're like, "Oh, I went down to $235,000. I'm not doing $4,000 more." And so it just kind of lets you, not to say that they're not going to come back and say, "Hey, here's another $200 repair that we need to have done," and then you get to make a decision. But at least you can put your plan together and say, "We've saved you $400." And we've made these repairs.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we know what's wrong with the house.
That's good advice.
Thank you.
That's good advice. I like it. All right. So,
but the buyer. Did you want to know?
Okay. The buyer. Yes. Okay. Thank you.
So the buyer's a little bit tougher. I think it's extremely important to find an agent that you trust. Okay. And I'm giving a little trade secret of my own to other agents right now. Okay. So, there's a ton of us out there. There's 700 of us.
Well, we don't know if anyone listens to this.
Okay.
So at this point, it could be, you might just be telling me. I don't know.
So, an agent's real value is in their experience and, being able to usher them through the process and guide them. But it's also to be accessible and to be able to sit there and look a client in the face and tell them if they're going down the wrong direction or not, and with their experience. And I feel like an agent in this type of market is going to be working in your best behalf. We have 42 agents in our firm, and we know what's going on the market before it comes on the market. When I'm working on a listing that's 150, I'm working on a listing that's 80, I'm working on something by the college, I'm working on something, and we have this network that we use that not everybody sees. And even the smaller firms get kind of discouraged by it because a lot of times we sell our own listings, and they don't, and we have the most listings. And so really and truly getting an agent that can advocate for you and actually look for stuff, because if
then they're proactive.
Yeah. Zillow, our website, everything else, when it hits the market, everybody sees it. You need to be able to have somebody that's finding it before it hits those sites.
Yeah. And they know you well enough. You've shown some houses with them.
Right.
And now they have an idea of like, oh, this would be a good fit for y'all.
Right. And and that's the thing too, is like, I think the biggest thing is we get challenged all the time. Why didn't you show me this house? It popped on Zillow. Why didn't you show me this house?
Yeah.
I love it. Master's upstairs. You said you had to have a master on the main. Have to.
Right.
That's why I didn't. That's where you learn.
That's why we asked that
you're
question.
Listening, that your agent is advocating for you because, you said you needed a double garage. It's a carport. Now, are there going to be opportunities for the agent to say, hey, I found this listing that hits 9 out of 10. This is the one that it didn't hit. Sure. But when you sit there and you tell me that you will not live in a house with a master on the second floor, then we listen to that. We do listen to it because we want to give you what you like.
A worse conversation is, why do you keep showing me these houses? I've told you we have to have a master on the main. Yeah.
Right.
So, all right. That is also very good advice. Thank you for that.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm sure other people, someday, hopefully will benefit from it as well.